Yo, 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 what is up, my peeps? It is your main man, Kop here. We are back with another awesome episode of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Last time, we were helping our good friend Dandelion set up his cabaret, and things took a rather dark turn as the lovely Trebarit's Priscilla was attacked and almost killed by what appears to be a serial killer. Well, we know we can't let that stand. Not on our watch, so we're on the investigation, trying to find this sicko and bring him to justice. So let's go look for clues, shall we? First, let's have a talk with Eustace.
Bloody bandits! Can't go out in the streets no more!
At least before they didn't used to kill women.
You Eustace, the corpse collector?
Aye? How'd you know?
Fourth sense, I think it is. You bring Fabian Meyer's body to the morgue?
Fabian. Oh, yeah, I remember. No eyes, no heart, one of them, right? No purse neither, as I recall.
Have you collected any other bodies with those injuries?
One of them? So there have been other bodies like that?
Sure have. Beggars, street urchins, and street walkers. One went so portly, I had to cut her into pieces to fit her in me wheelbarrow. Slippery sow, they called her, on account of the...
Some things are best left unsaid. What happened to the pieces?
What do you mean? Reverend Nathaniel ordered them burned. Every last one. Oh, shame that was.
Shame? Why? Actually, never mind. Another thing that's best left unsaid.
You searched Fabian Meyer?
You searched Fabian's body?
Well, I cast an eye in his pockets. Made sure nothing went to waste.
I call a spade a spade. You rob corpses.
And I call a prick a prick. It's none of your fucking concern. What, you a tax collector? Piss off, mutant.
Well, you gonna done regret that. I could intimidate him. I really could, but... As I said before, what's the point of having mind control powers if you don't use them to control people's minds?
Talk. What did you find on him?
I had you wish. Triflings, baubles, gloss-beaded ring, handful of coins, and a letter. Look, vellum, quality parchment that. I'll wipe off the writing and sell it as new.
That's human skin. Priscilla. Next victim's name. If you'd given this to the right person, she might not have been hurt.
What the fuck do I care what happens to some Priscilla? We short of wenches in this town.
Yeah, you know what? As you guys know, from the way I treated Junior, I just ain't having it.
Oi, fucking hell, what was that for?
For everything.
Okay, let's examine the place where the woodcarver died.
What happened here? Monsters must have run him down. There's swarms in the city now.
Let's stay on. That sort of talk, you know. I bloody well told him not to stick his arse where he don't belong. So, how'd it go with this healer?
I was puffing about minding my own business when suddenly up he pops and heals me. Help a poor fellow out. Eat at the Kingfisher, you're sorted for at least 2 days. Just gotta adjust the good position where they toss the leftovers.
anyone home?
Begun, or I'll sick me hounds on you. Molly, Striga, come!
Relax. I'm here about Fabian Meyer, looking for his killer.
That's altogether different. Sit, you stupid mutts, lie down. Come on in. Slowly now, lest they bite you.
Charming creatures.
Charming as beasts go.
You daft? Even I'm scared of them. A better backing dog than an evil man at your door.
Got someone particular in mind?
Sure as shite. Bugger who did Fabian in. Soon as they'd hauled his corpse off, I run to a mate who raises fighting dogs. Bought these two mutts. Cost me a chunk of change. But I sleep sound at least.
And you are?
So who might you be?
The Stiff's brother. Gus is the name. We ran a workshop together. Meyer and Meyer.
What'll it be now? Just Meyer?
Name it. I'll be closing it down now. As soon as I find a buyer for this shack, I'll head on to Mahakam. Be near my family or what's left of it. So, what do you want to know? What can I tell you about Fabian?
Your brother have any enemies?
Your brother have any enemies? Anyone dislike him? Threaten him, maybe?
'Twas Fabian who threatened this one last. Oh, you were a good dwarf. Craftsman like no other. But he were an incorrigible whoremonger as well. Whenever we put a bit of coin aside, I'd say, let's buy some tools, quality timber. No, he grabbed the purse and head out whoring. Took to following one in particular. He'd say, "'Tis all your fault, dirty bitch, human dish rag," and other obscenities. Don't rightly know what that was about. Maybe he was in love with her.
Know where I can find her? This dish rag?
City cemetery. She died a few days back, quietly in her sleep. Her pont said a fever took her.
That would be where he got the syphilis.
Tell me what you know about the murder, in order, in detail.
'Twas like this. Had some work in Oxenford, and I was coming home. Saw a plume of smoke rising over the city. Thought to myself, blast it, gonna miss him burn another hag. But the smoke wasn't coming from Hierarch Square. It was coming from here. See the soot stains? That's where they burned our sculptures. Folk gathered round the blaze, and found Fabian here beside it. They'd already loaded him on the cart by the time I arrived.
Talk to your neighbors. They see anything suspicious beforehand? Hear anything?
Claimed not to. But even if they had, they'd not have helped. In Novigrad, folk give bleeding orphans in the street a wide berth so as not to stain their poor lanes. What do they care about some dwarf?
We've talked enough. I need to have a look around with my witcher senses.
Fine. We've talked enough. Need to look around.
Be my guest. Just beware of the dogs.
Bloodstains.
That's where Fabian lay when they found him.
Statues of the old gods. Nothing but women. Shapely ones. Murderer dragged something heavy. Dragged something across the floor. Statues. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly.
You good dogs, just stay there and let me loot your master blind. Concerned Citizen's Sermon. Remember, good people, that fire can be both a blessing and a curse. Fire can warm with its flames. Fire can prepare our nourishment. Fire can drive off the horrors of the dark. Yet fire can also scorch, burn, and incinerate. This is why we must live in harmony with the eternal fire and its commandments. Whoever fails to heed its lessons, whoever lives in ignorance of it, whoever mocks it, the same shall lose his life in its flames. Take my counsel to heart, good people, or you will reap the consequences of your deeds. Come on, I just want to loot. Come on, treasure. I just want to loot you. That was totally not worth it.
Mind if I go inside the workshop?
I've not even peeked inside since they found Fabian. But I'll open it for you if you want.
It looks like that's where he was dragged from.
More blood stains, but not near enough to say he bled to death. Unless somebody got rid of the blood, left a few stains behind.
Come on.
Eyes, humanoid, completely rotten.
This will likely be Fabian's eyes.
Furniture got knocked over. This looks like it was kicked.
I'm getting that loot. I'm telling you.
Formaldehyde. Doubt Fabian used it. Nothing interesting here.
Well, let's talk to the brother.
Aye.
I looked at your sculptures.
Had a look at your sculptures.
And? Lifelike, aren't they?
The women especially. Never seen a bust that size on Melitele.
Oh, aye. Fabian's handiwork. I told him, brother, tits like that will crush her back. Whittle him down. He said, nay, they'd sell better this way. Told me to shut me trap. And sell they did. Till one sermon at the temple, and the celebrating reverend said that whoso buys idols from the non-human Myers sins twofold, as a heretic and as a lecher. That was the end of that.
Well, I know what happened.
Already know what happened. Fabian was in the workshop. Murderer attacked him there. They struggled. Fabian was overpowered, then tortured. For a time.
I needn't know the details. Truth be told, I hadn't the stomach for him.
When it was over, the murderer dragged Fabian to the courtyard, then made a pyre of sculptures, set them aflame.
But why? Why do all that?
To teach a lesson. To him, you, the whole city.
Well, time I went
Fine, we've
checked
talked
out where
enough.
Priscilla was attacked.
Won't learn anything else here. Take care.
Oi, Witcher! Coroner wants to see you. Been another victim. Told me to say the main door will be open for you. You're to come as soon as you can.
Will do.
Looking for a rise?
Awful pale. Oh, mutant. You scared? Huh?
Why am I getting the feeling this is a big old trap? Whistling Wendy.
Hey, handsome.
I remember you from Witcher 2. You were so very helpful. You mean I can't do that now? Why can't I use Quen?
Sis, that him.
How am I to know?
Bad idea.
Gotta get around him.
Damn.
Gotta gut you clean, you lass. Son of a whore.
Fucking come on!
Hate using potions for something like this, but there are 3 of them.
Think you'll gut me too, huh? Up your ass, deviant! Hoes can fight back!
Calm down, I'm not gonna hurt you. What are you doing here?
Getting vengeance. Well, why are you staring? Have you not heard killers always return to the scene of their crime? Me and my brothers are waiting here to give him a warm welcome. For Priscilla. Almost did her in, the whole son.
I know. Here to look for clues and find anyone who might know something.
Fear I can't help you much. But I can tell you what I know.
Priscilla wasn't the only victim, you know.
Priscilla wasn't the sole victim. You aware of that?
Oh, dearie. Course I was. This didn't start yesterday. Others have died like this before. Beggars, street girls, orphans. But who'd have a drama concern about them? Human rubbish. It's what the guards call us.
Recall any names?
They didn't have proper ones. Baldy, curly, buns. That's what folk called them. No friends, no families. Their bodies were burned long ago.
Were you friends with Priscilla?
You and Priscilla friends?
Friends? Nah. But she saw more than a stupid whore in me. Treated me with respect. It mattered. I was looking to give up whoring. Pick up a decent trade. But none would take me. Not as a washerwoman, nor a servant, nor a cook. Felt like a leper, I did. But Priscilla, she was different. Agreed to put me in her play, you see. Lots of the other actors, they were afraid on account of her jesting about the eternal fire. Whistling Wendy on stage, can you imagine it? Well, dream's gone now. I'm back to working street corners.
Sorry to hear that.
You could do worse as work goes. Or so I tell myself.
So Priscilla was joking about the eternal fire. Fabian outright, you know, profaned them with his voluptuous statues. This seems like it tracks back to the eternal fire, especially with that note. It's like they're trying to set up that reverend in the morgue.
Take care now. I gotta look around some more. Appreciate it if you didn't disturb me.
Naturally, we'll stand aside, behave. But do tell us if you find anything else here.
Oh, my head's ringing. What do you want?
Of course your head's ringing. That's what you get for stepping up to the Witcher.
Looks like rain. brazier. This time of year? Man's footprint. The murderer's, maybe. Weight on his heel. Took a step back. Human. Priscilla's. Murderer fled before the guards arrived. Ran this way. Trail ends here. Strange. Even I couldn't jump this wall.
Concerned citizens. Remember, good people, the light cast by the fire dispels every darkness, reveals each lie, exposes every unworthy and debauched soul. Not even shape-shifting dopplers can hide from its light. Not even witches and sorceresses, so adept at fooling the common folk. Not the loose women who walk the street and fog men's minds with their charms. Abandon them, then the treacherous and immoral magic arcane. Cover your bodies in modesty and provoke no unclean thoughts, and the eternal fire will expose you for all the monsters and sinners, or else burn you too in its flames. Concerned citizen.
A brazier. This time of year?
That's not what I was trying to look at, Geralt.
Got a problem?
I know that smell. Formaldehyde. I know that smell. Formaldehyde.
So why is it still red? Okay.
Plan the fuck off.
I mean, I know we're in the middle of a murder investigation, but priorities, you know. What's this way? Well, it's just another gate.
So, what is it?
I think I know what happened here.
Think I know what happened here. Priscilla fought back, her assailant retreated, and knocked over the brazier. Someone must have heard it. Maybe saw something, started hollering. Guards showed up. Murderer didn't finish the job, didn't cover his tracks. Just collected himself and leapt over the wall. Trail ends there.
You divined all this from a pile of rubbish and a few prints in the mud.
Do that practically every day in my profession. And practice makes perfect.
True enough. Just like I can tell right off if a punt'll pay or try to wriggle out of it.
That particular skill I could use myself.
Okay, Wendy. I'm out of here. Gotta go back to the morgue.
Take care now. And I got a murderer to catch.
Something about this whole thing just ain't right. Just ain't right, I'm telling you.
Oh!
It's all set up too easily. Like, the Reverend is the obvious suspect, right? But then there's the whole stuff between Joachim and the coroner.
Rain again.
Ah!
Damn mages.
And then there's kind of almost a supernatural element to it, too, as well, because, like Geralt said, even he couldn't climb over that wall, or jump over that wall.
Oi, cocker!
So maybe it's, you know,
Welcome, Master Witcher.
something in human form, but has inhuman abilities? Did we get to loot this room before? Looks like it. didn't get to loot those before. Hubert.
Geralt, right? I'm glad you're here. Held off on the autopsy till you arrived.
Nice of you, especially given you didn't seem pleased about my previous visit.
Because you came unannounced and in unfortunate company. I also had Reverend Nathaniel to contend with. Our spiritual caretaker has left the city on some important matter. And I know who you are, what drives you. I'm more than happy to aid your investigation.
I'm not so sure. Something's not right about him either. Like, this whole thing, they're just sending red herrings every few seconds at me. Let's ask all this stuff. You and Nathaniel don't get along?
Not fond of Nathaniel?
Very few people are. He's cruel and capricious. He stormed in here once, grabbed a scalpel I was sterilizing over a burner, sliced my back with it to the bone, because I had forgotten to lock the storeroom. Hard to be fond of someone like that, wouldn't you agree?
For sure. Who is the victim?
Who's the victim this time?
Joris Aquinas, a lecturer in theology at Oxenfurt Academy. Found this morning at his home on a catafalque made of his books.
Any titles in particular?
It seems all the tomes dealt with the eternal fire. Treatises critical of the faith's doctrines.
Yeah, mortal sin in Novigrad.
Yeah, you and Joachim don't seem to get along. Why is that?
By the way, you and von Gratz don't exactly get along. Why is that?
I had him sent to prison. You see, Joachim led the student protests in 1242, a senseless and brutal revolt. People were dying, Witcher. Those who rejected liberty, equality, and fraternity would be found in the gutter come morning. Their throats slit from ear to ear with surgical precision. Joachim had been my favorite student, but alas, I had to do something. So I reported him. Then I left the university and found work in the morgue, where none care about my past. Whereas Joachim, oh, fate's ironies. Years later, he was appointed head of the very ward I had founded.
Something isn't right. Like, he looks way too young to be Joachim's teacher. Yeah, look a little young to be von Gratz's teacher.
How old's von Gratz? 50? 60?
53, I believe. Why do you ask?
You look a little young to have been his teacher.
Not surprising. For years, I've lived in the cold and dark, breathing the vapors of embalming fluids. In short, working with corpses extends one's life. Amusing, is it not?
Yeah, also untrue. You're not telling me everything there, kid. But we'll figure it out. Let's start the autopsy.
Gladly. The wounds conform to the killer's modus operandi. The victim was bound and forced to drink formaldehyde. Next, the killer removed the eyes, placed burning coals in the sockets, then opened the rib cage and... What's this? A parchment. Made of human skin.
A message from the murderer. The name of his next victim. Patricia Vegelbud.
Gods, he knows no bounds. To attack Lady Vegelbud, heiress of such a prominent family.
Where is she? Tell me.
She resides in an estate beyond the city, north of Oxenfurt.
Gotta find her, now.
Go to the Vegelbud's residence. We were just there. Patricia Vegelbud, concerned citizen.
Till next time, Master.
Okay, where are we here? I think that's probably the closest. Let's go to that signpost and head to the Vegelbud estate. the marker placed? I thought we cleared that. Let's go to the wheat fields. Hopefully I can actually find the marker for the Vegelbud estate this time, since apparently we didn't get it last time. First things first, I think the marker's got to be over here, don't you? There we go. Now we can fast travel here if we need to come back.
What do you want?
Need to talk to Patricia Vegelbud.
Need to talk to Patricia Vegelbud.
You think any bum off the street can...
Her life's in danger. Let me in or have her blood on your hands.
If you thought this up, and I'll let you in, I'll throw my ass out the door.
Always thought a guard was supposed to protect his charge, not his ass.
So be it. I'll take you to Lady Vegelbud. Just no trickery. Understand?
Yes, good fellow? If it's work you seek.
Don't know that I'm all that good. Name's Geralt. Looking for Patricia Vegelbud. Her life's in danger.
In danger? Come now. I saw Mother this morning. She seemed sad, true, but in perfect health.
Murderer has marked Patricia as his next victim.
I'm hunting a serial killer, and I've got reason to believe your mother will be his next victim.
Why, even if it's true, our guards.
He's exceptionally cruel when he kills, tortures his victims, cuts out their hearts. So let's see how she is, just in case.
I find this all very hard to believe, but you appear to be quite serious. Please, follow me.
A fire fit for Bellatane, except it's the wrong time of year.
I mentioned Mother seemed sad. Do you remember? In fact, she's in the midst of a crisis of faith. A rather serious one. We'd been to Novigrad. Mother had seen the pyres in Hierarch Square, uttered not a word on our way home. She had all the holy books, insignias, reliquaries gathered, taken outside and burnt. Then she locked herself in her room.
We need to hurry.
Hear that? Calm and quiet. All seems to be in order.
We should go in, just to be sure.
You're relentless, aren't you? Fine. But wait here, please. Mother's certainly not in the mood for guests.
He ran out the other door! Catch him! Sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Dogs.
Spread out! Murderer's still here! There he is! Get him!
I'll break your bones!
mutants!
Turn it. Trying to catch the killer, you... I am not trying to kill you. You'd all already be dead if I was.
Die, mutants!
Didn't want to have to kill that man.
Oh, you bugger!
Y'all forced me.
Halt! For I put a bolt between your eyes!
Listen, you got the wrong guy.
Save your trickery, taking you to the heiress.
Well, killer's already escaped. Lead the way, hero.
We got him, Lady Ingrid. Wasn't easy, but...
Lower that crossbow before you hurt yourself. This man is innocent.
Forgive me. I saw him running. Thought it was the killer fleeing.
I was chasing him, and I'd have caught him if you hadn't gotten in my way.
Out of my sight, at once! Mother! Why did he do this to her? Why?
Because she blasphemed the eternal fire. That's his whole reason for doing anything.
Because she blasphemed the eternal fire. The only thing that ties her to the other victims. Ingrid, I know this is a hard time for you, but usually the killer leaves a note on the body. A note indicating his next victim. May I?
Very well. But you should be on your own. I do not wish to see her in this state. I do not wish to remember her like that. And let her be the last victim. Please.
That's my hope as well.
Bruises, broken fingernails. She defended herself. Must be why it took him longer, and why he almost got caught. Here it is. Sweet Nettie, crippled Kate's. Growing bolder, not just the name but the place too. Won't get away this time.
Silver pantaloons. I mean, I know she's a murder victim and everything, but y'all know, kind of obsessed with loot.
Another empty formaldehyde bottle.
Remember, good people, that the fire devours everything in its path, sparing no one and stopping for nothing. The fire burns all sinners alike, be they paupers or princes, men or non-humans, weak or powerful. Whoever breaks its commandments, whoever does not heed the church's counsel, whoever worships false gods, the same shall be turned to ash in its flame. Live then in the truth of the eternal fire. Listen to its holy men, for they are your shepherd. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot to be gained from... I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ingrid. I really am. Don't worry. I'm gonna catch this son of a gun. But, you know, before I do... What? I mean, I don't think I'll ever be here again. I mean, if there was some ultimate sword of winning, you know, tucked away, how would I ever forgive myself if I missed it? Ooh. Out of my way, out of my way! I have a serial killer to catch. Even though I'll probably stop for like a moment or two to refresh everything and regain health before I continue the search.
Let it rain. Temple guard let even you into the city.
Remember, dear people, that a fire once lit cannot be stopped, that it consumes everything in its path and only ceases to rage once all has been turned to ash. Men cannot flee this element, and if they bow before it, if they let it into their hearts, they too turn to ash. Search then your consciences and live in accordance with the Church's dictates before the time for penance has passed. This is one sick son of a gun. I mean, they're really making it sound like Nathaniel, but that's way too obvious. It's much more likely to be Joachim or the coroner.
Fall upon your knees before the eternal fire!
Whoa! Easy.
Ah, all right. Higher. That's what witch.
Didn't look that way.
Ah! Shit.
Crippled Kate's.
Sweet Nettie, where is she?
Upstairs. But she's with a very important client. Do not disturb them.
You're a vulgar one. Can see it in your face. So, a bit of lust in your freakish heart after all.
Apparently I've been here
Got
before.
anything to sell?
Didn't realize that I had. She's got a lot of fist tech there.
So long.
We gotta save Sweet Nettie if we still can.
never dip your dingle. Harold, positively.
Please, ladies, we're trying to keep it PG. in here.
You make
Scandalous!
splendid.
What's the hurry, my prince?
Just a bit more and I'll drop this job.
I guess it must be one floor up still. Be right with you, sweet Nettie. I just accidentally saw that there was loot.
No one will hear you, bitch. Not a soul.
Ah!
You, though,
Dang
whole
it.
town will hear you in a minute.
Gonna have to
Yet
do
again,
some.
you disturb me. And I so dislike being disturbed.
Have
I
to
was
do
to play
some
with sweet Nettie,
editing.
render her not so sweet, but I shall see to you first.
First, I gotta know why.
First, gotta tell me why you do it.
For pleasure. Satisfaction.
Achievable with whores in a lot of ways, many traditional. Doesn't take killing them, trust me.
Who said anything about killing? I could stop at a few burns. 3rd degree, but still. This rosy skin will roast quite well.
Senior victims, you never stop at 3rd degree burns.
Spare me your lies. I've seen your victims, I know how they end. You don't stop, not unless someone gets in your way. Like I'm doing now.
What the fuck are you on about?
Murder. You killed Fabian Meyer, Patricia Vegelbud, and many others.
Bollocks. You're mistaken, vagrant.
Almost convinced me.
Almost had me convinced. Almost.
Okay, you know what? Poker. You okay, Nettie?
You're free now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. If not for you. He asked if I did everything, and I said, for the right price, of course. And then he smiled. Oh, God, it gave me the shivers. And then he hit me. So hard I passed out. I was bound when I came to. And he was hitting the poker in the fire.
Calm down. He won't hurt you anymore. He won't hurt anyone.
Yeah, you know what? I never do this, but I really think I messed up with that last thing. I thought I was gonna get more dialogue from that.
But finding me proved no simple task. For having fallen afoul of Novigrad's underworld bosses, I'd disappeared. Yet Geralt soon discovered my whereabouts, a cell in the dungeon of the Temple Guard. With the help of our friends, Geralt managed to free me. Good thing, too, for indeed I knew what had happened to Ciri. Sadly, she was no longer in Novigrad. Pursued by bandits, then cornered by the Temple Guard, she had disappeared in a flash of light and a gust of heat. Where to? This I did not know. But finding me...
My apologies about this. Like I said, I wanted more information there, so I may still wind up killing him, but there's something that just doesn't feel right. I refuse to let Priscilla and Dandelion down.
With the help of our friends, Geralt managed to free me. Good thing, too, for indeed I knew what had happened to Ciri. Sadly, she was no longer in Novigrad. Pursued by bandits, then cornered by the temple guard, she had disappeared in a flash of light and a gust of heat. Where to? This I did not know.
Sweet Nettie, where is she?
Upstairs. But she's...
Here, or at my place. You choose.
The thinking customer will see right away I've got the best deals this side of the pond.
It's a material world, and I'm a material girl.
Ugh, gonna have
Hey,
to do
handsome.
even more editing now.
No one will hear you, bitch. Not a soul.
You, though? Whole town will hear you in a minute.
Yet again you disturb me, and I so dislike being disturbed. I was to play with sweet Nettie, render her not so sweet, but I shall see to you first.
First, I gotta know why.
First, gotta tell me why you do it.
For pleasure. Satisfaction.
Achievable with whores in a lot of ways, many traditional. Doesn't take killing them, trust me.
Who said anything about killing? I could stop at a few burns. 3rd degree, but still. This rosy skin will roast quite well.
Seen your victims, you never stop at that.
Spare me your lies. I've seen your victims, I know how they end. You don't stop, not unless someone gets in your way. Like I'm doing now.
What the fuck are you on about?
Murder. You killed Fabian Meyer, Patricia Vegelbud, and many others.
Bollocks. You're mistaken, vagrant.
So who left the letter on Patricia's body then?
Found a message on Patricia's body. Led me here to crippled Kate's. To sweet Nettie. If you didn't leave it, who did?
I don't know. But I see we must talk. Calmly.
Who knew you'd be here?
Strangely enough, I don't announce these outings far and wide. There's but one man who... That's impossible. He treats even corpses with kid gloves.
The coroner. Said you were busy, that you wouldn't visit the morgue. Gotta go after him.
Go. But to Warehouse 12 at the docks. He's there this time of day, procuring supplies. Formaldehyde. I shall stay here. I've unfinished business with sweet Nettie. After all, I paid in advance.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're still gonna die, but... I could use mind control, but this guy's just one sick freak. I can't allow it.
Then you'll pay again. For her, for all the other women you've tortured.
Pop.
You're free now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. If not for you. He asked if I did everything, and I said, for the right price, of course. And then he smiled. Oh, God, it gave me the shivers. And then he hit me so hard I passed out. I was bound when I came to. And he was hitting the poker in the fire.
Calm down. He won't hurt you anymore. He won't hurt anyone.
So now we're gonna go to the warehouse near the port. But first, the other reason why I wanted to kill him again was I saw this poker dropped last time and I wanted to see. It's a weapon. Oh, that is sick looking. That is sick looking. Too bad it's such a horrible weapon. Anyway. And now to get lost while trying to find my way out. And loot an apple.
This life, sometimes it's a handful.
And so pretty, but he can't keep his hands off himself.
Oh! Scandalous!
Just trying to find the stairs.
Oh. Snake eyes. Got a snake's tongue as well.
Oh, there they are. And if this is your first video of mine that you're watching, first I apologize for all the edits, and second I apologize that I'm completely incapable of finding my way out of any room. Yeah, I know it's not him, it wasn't the preacher, because he couldn't have jumped that high wall.
What do you see, pain giver?
But again, I don't see how the coroner could have jumped that high wall either. Unless he's not entirely human.
Oh. I've had enough.
Ah! Looking for a thrush. Ready to use a piece. Man's getting my arse.
Need to meditate for an hour.
Run out of formaldehyde. I underestimated you. You almost caught me in flagrante delicto. Now you've seen through my bluff with Nathaniel. Although, you've not divined all, I see. Had you, you would have drawn your silver sword. What are you? A vampire. Higher, of course.
You even have a motive?
Got a reason for killing? A reason to torture? I thought you'd figure that out as well. The symbolism's rather obvious. Coals for those who are blind to the fire. The egg of a salamander born of fire to replace their cold, doubting hearts. Fire down the throat that...
Yeah, symbolism's clear. What's not is why a vampire would kill in the name of the eternal fire.
Should be equally obvious. I concur with the Church's diagnosis. Novigrad is a fallen city. Its population amnesiacs to the very concepts of decency and morality. So I decided to remind them, in a manner they'd be certain to notice.
I really like that option there, but I want to get as much conversation out of him as I can. I'm gonna say his logic is twisted.
Tortured logic.
Yet logic, nonetheless. I'm glad you perceived that, at least. Fight fire with fire, as they say. Give a thought to my victims. A lecherous woodcarver who'd spend his last copper on whores. An old countess who defiled symbols of the faith. A Trebirates for whom nothing was sacred, nothing above ridicule. They did not deserve to live. But their deaths could be a lesson to others. Awaken them, scare them onto the correct path,
the path to the fire, to cleansing, to salvation. For you, I'm afraid it's too late. You are a man of little faith. I sense this.
Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty good with a sword.
Pretty good. Might not cut it.
Okay, hang on. Do I have vampire oil? I even have superior vampire oil. Very nice. And, what do I know about vampires? Vampire oil. Igni, so they like to burn. Okay. Oh, you know what? Ha! I know something else that we've got here. Sure, I've got black blood. Consume some black blood. Oh, yeah. A catachan. Dirgdief. Let's look at Dirgdief. Not as good as what we've got. See, that's why those feline stuff is just off the charts. Concerned citizen servant. Well, since I'm already editing anyway, I might as well edit out my looting of this entire storage facility, and we'll pick it up when I get back to Dandelion.
sick of it all. Reek's here. Time I went back to sea.
Beware, for you know neither the day nor the hour.
Of this I'm sure. No good can come of religious fanaticism.
But I wouldn't give for a small jar of glamour.
Contributes coin to the cause, his sins shall be forgiven. The only unwavering love with her. Did you see this
Oh!
You also told me
The witch hunters have burned Aramis at the stake.
Now what harm did that poor eccentric do anything? He only derived from cheats and practice.
Oi, cocker!
Ah.
Three, 2, 1. Alright. Sorry for the cut. But I had looting to do. The loot lust had taken me, and there was a lot in that warehouse. See, I even remember the word warehouse in between the cut and now. So let's talk to Dandelion.
How's?
Better, right?
Yes.
Did you take care of what I asked?
Yeah. The Witcher's way.
Thank you, Geralt. For me and Priscilla.
I did my part, Dandelion. Now you need to look after her.
Did my part. Your turn now. Take care of her. Good care.
I will. You'll see. Treat her better than the Dryads of Broccolon could.
She's talking again. Nice surprise.
Isn't it? Professor Von Gratz told me her wounds are healing faster than a troll's. Not the most flattering comparison, but encouraging. Maybe she might even sing again someday. For now, we'll try performing as a duo. She'll play the lute, I'll sing. Dandelion and Calinetta. Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Sounds great. Good luck, Dandelion. On stage and off.
Okay, let's talk to Joachim von Gratz, because there's some stuff I need to know. I found the murderer.
Found and killed the murderer. It was Hubert. You were right not to trust him. He was a higher vampire.
I thought nothing could surprise me in Novigrad. Seems I was wrong. Deeply wrong. Thank you, Geralt. Were it not for you, this would never have ceased.
Hubert told me about your past.
Hubert told me about your past, even more vivid than I'd assumed.
I have not time for riddles, Geralt. Be straight or be gone.
Any truth to his claim that people died during the riots at the university? Died for your cause?
I was young and stupid. I thought a better future was worth any price. Even a human life or two. But those are past sins. Sins I've atoned for.
So why is the university in Oxenford closed?
Why is the university in Oxenford closed?
Because it suits Radovid. You've not heard the story? The rector wished to grant him an honorary doctorate. The faculty disagreed. Nonetheless, Radovid arrived for the ceremony, donned a gown, collected his diploma, and when it was over, imprisoned the deans and the entire academic senate so they wouldn't raise a stink. I've been at Vilmerius Hospital ever since. But perhaps it's for the best. I'm far more adept scalpel in hand than I ever was behind a lectern.
Oh, here's a good question. This is a character from Witcher 1, Shawnee.
Know another surgeon from Oxenford Academy. Her name's Shawnee. Know her? Red hair, cropped short, freckles.
And a hopeless idealist. Naturally, I know her. She was my assistant for a year.
Any idea where she is now?
My gut tells me she's somewhere along the front, patching up pikemen. I told her it would be futile. In the time she saved 100 lives, another 1,000 would be lost. But medics with a mission, you can't argue with them.
All right, Doc, farewell. Thanks for your help.
Farewell.
And I think that is a really great place to end this episode. Next time, we'll try and do something a little bit more light. This one was dark, even for the world of The Witcher. But I stand by all the choices I've made. I think it worked out quite well. Until then, guys, take care. Peace. Kop out.